Not only is VJ Edgecombe going to be the best rookie in his class, but he is everything that people want Anthony Edwards to be. The Philadelphia 76ers are off to a hot 4-0 start to start the season. Now, VJ Edgecombe is a big part of that, and in that 4-game start, he is averaging 22 points, 6 rebounds, and roughly 5 assists per game as a rookie through 4 games. Now, will he be able to keep up the pace as there's typically a rookie wall? I believe so. I strictly compare him to Anthony Edwards due to the downhill aggressiveness, mid range and in type of play. Now, I do believe as Anthony Edwards' career has gone on, his shot selection, especially settling for a lot of threes, is the downfall of his offensive game. And I think VJ has a little bit more IQ than he does, which is why I think his ceiling is much higher than Anthony Edwards. Same play style, higher ceiling. Now, let's jump into the film. I think the most important thing to note here is the fact that a current development of his game is the 3-point line, especially coming out of college, but I feel like he's handled it very well. So far, he is shooting 40% from the 3-point line, which is above league average. If he can continue this pace, he should average an easy 20 plus throughout his whole career. One of the toughest mountains to climb as a rookie is your decision making. And I really like the decisions he's been making so far, being a lead guy in a lead guard role. And here in a pick and roll situation, you see him going downhill to hit the floater. Now, not only does he finish with power like we're used to, but he also has finesse. Here we see another pick and roll scenario, and Paolo Banchero is the main defender on this play, and he allows too much space. So VJ just keeps taking up the space by driving down the lane, taking his time, playing with pace, which is very important as well, which most rookies have trouble doing, and he gets down the lane for another floater. I think this is a really important decision, especially since the corner guys did not pinch down. There is no kick out pass to make here. I know this is a broken play on an air ball by Andre Drummond, but something to note as well is that VJ Edgecombe plays with a lot of energy, a lot of hustle, and makes a lot of key plays and dirty work plays when it matters most. All right, hear me out. What other team in the NBA right now is allowing their rookie to go in isolation to go get a bucket? Because here, as you see the spacing, you will see him go downhill, and Goga from the Magic will eventually step up a little bit, but it really doesn't matter. He just takes his matchup one on one, creates space for an open shot. We saw him on the 3-point line. We saw him get towards the basket. We saw him score on broken plays, and now you see him in isolation in a mid range game. He has all 3 levels. He just needs to polish up on all 3 levels. Okay, so benefits right now are that he can score at the rim and score in the mid range, still working on his 3 ball, even though he's shooting at 40% right now. And that was his downfall. So if he just stays consistent and just polishes up and gets a bigger bag to his repertoire, he will be an elite guy in this league. And again, possibly better than Anthony Edwards. Let's break down another ball screen. Great screen by Andre Drummond. And here's a different scenario. Instead of getting downhill for a floater because the lane was cleared, now the lane's not exactly clear, but it's a 2-on-1 scenario. You got Andre Drummond and VJ going downhill at Wendell Carter Jr., and he's forced to make a choice. He is now going to be in drop coverage, and he chooses to play Andre Drummond. Now, this could be due to Andre Drummond's offensive rebounding ability, so he wants to make sure there's a box out and force a jump shot. Sometimes Wendell Carter in that position could step up to the mid-range jumper and let up Andre Drummond's roll pass, and somebody else would have to rotate on the backside. Here would be Franz Wagner. Instead, we see him drop back. VJ gets a wide open midi, and I love that VJ was able to stretch the defense and take his time, again playing with pace and getting the shot that he wants. And it's a smart decision in general to force Wendell Carter to make his own decision. One thing that'll make headlines for the 76ers is that when Jared McCain comes back, where does he fit in? They have so many guards, and honestly, he was supposed to be in VJ's starting role. So with VJ playing so well, I believe McCain will come off the bench, which is no harm to the Sixers. Better have, a lot of guys that can actually play than guys that can't. So that is what it is. But VJ stretching the floor at this 40% clip only does well for other guys that can create like Maxey and especially Embiid in the low post. Now keep in mind what I'm about to show you happened in VJ Edgecombe's NBA debut, game 1 of his career. He made Jaylen Brown, of all people, make a business decision by getting out of the way on this forceful dunk at the rim. Now, what did I tell you earlier? We're used to the power. This is the power. He showed us a little finesse, but this is the key to his game. Attacking the rim with a full head of steam and finishing with tenacity. And if you want to talk about business decisions, the Sixers are in a very good spot right now. So it almost makes you think if they even need guys like Paul George and Embiid at this moment in time. But it also makes you think as a defense, who do you guard? Pick your poison. We just got done talking about VJ Edgecombe. Think about Maxey and Embiid too. Oh my. Who do you focus on the most? Who do you double? I have no idea. The Sixers have a bright future ahead of them. With the Sixers being guard heavy, they want to play at a very fast pace, and that plays into the favor of VJ Edgecombe because he loves playing in transition. And here, obviously, you having that momentum downhill can only benefit you if you play under control. And here, this Euro step is him playing under control, and it's just an easy two at the basket because nobody can pick him up. VJ now gives the Philadelphia 76er fans a duo to look after, a young duo and young core to look after. We have Tyrese Maxey and VJ, otherwise going by the nickname known as VJ Max. Yes, it's a corny nickname, but honestly, people shouldn't care with the way they're going at this moment in time. VJ averaging 22 points per game, and Tyrese Maxey averaging about 37 points per game, how can you argue with whatever people want to call them? This duo is absolutely going off, and in a guard heavy lineup, we're not even talking about Quentin Grimes, who's averaging 16 points per game right now and has hit 2 clutch shots in 2 separate games so far in the first 4 games of the Sixers season. I feel as if Edgecombe was one of the least talked about rookies going into the season until he started showing out. A lot of Sixers fans wanted Con Knipple or Ace Bailey instead of him, and now it's showing why he might be the perfect fit for this team. Now, I do think VJ has all the tools to be a great defender in this league as well, and possibly be one of the best two-way defenders. He has the athletic tools to have lateral quickness to stay with somebody, the strength to stay with somebody, all the above, whatever you can think of at this moment in time in regards to his physicals. I think with all those physicals, you need to think about his body control on the defensive end. You see it on the offensive end, especially with his finishing and his acrobatic finishes, but you also need to see it playing under control so he stays out of foul trouble. I feel like this will be an area he needs to improve in eventually. And another area that he'll need to improve in eventually when he's playing the way he's playing now, I think you're going to start seeing him be involved in a lot more. So you'll have a lot more playmaking opportunity. So I think playmaking is the next step. He averages 5 assists right now through 4 games. Do I expect him to keep this up, especially with guys like McCain coming back, Paul George coming back? No. But I think this is an area of improvement, especially if he wants to be a lead guard full time. This was another episode of Court Vision, a Life in the Stands production. If you like what you heard and saw today, please leave a comment letting us know if you liked it. And if you think VJ Edgecombe will be better than Anthony Edwards, let us know what you would like to see next. Follow all socials, and remember, the film never lies.